Hello, hello, hello. Today I am with my childhood friend, Lynette. This is Lynette Bostic-Watson. We have known each other. How long now, Lynette? Girl?
Since we were 5 years from primary school. Oh my God.
So we're talking close to 60 years. We
Yes.
have known each other, but we have been out of touch. And as fate would have it, she ran into my brother and she got the number and we are connected. That happened probably, is it as much as
Last year.
sometime last year? Yes,
Yeah.
it's not very long ago. But the thing is, when I saw pictures of Lynette, I said, oh my God, girl, what are you doing? She is just as slender as when I knew her when we were girls. And to me, she more or less looked the same way. So I asked her, I said, girl, what it is you're doing? And she told me what her secrets are. She eats differently and she has her own regime that she's very comfortable. And as I am in San Fernando with my high school reunion, so I decided to do my own primary school reunion too. So I asked Lynette if I could talk to her about her nutrition choices, what she eats and how she eats. So, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday.
Thank you, Dajre. I'm so happy that we could reconnect after so many years, but it seems as if it wasn't we connected like yesterday.
Yes, it just flowed.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So let me hear you. Tell me what it is that you're doing. What if your fountain of youth?
Well, actually, it's not just eating, Deirdre. It's a whole holistic lifestyle,
Right.
where well, I've always been an athlete, as you would know how I used
Yeah.
to beat you in races from Pleasantville Primary
Yeah.
Government. So it's exercise and nutrition and rest, and of course, I believe in Matthew 6:33 as my mantra. If you seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all things will be added unto you. So in that, all for me is health.
Yeah. So
So
your spiritual aspect,
that's right.
physical as far as your
Yes.
exercise and all that.
Emotional,
And yes.
right? And no form of stressors. I tell people all the time, I will give you stress, but I am not taking any stress. But actually, for instance, like for over 30 years, I get up at least 2 o'clock every morning, right? And I would have worship, and from worship, I would do my exercises, which is like weights and stretches, abs, and then I go to the park and do 15 to 20 laps. And when I come back from the park, the first thing I would do, I would drink lemon water.
Right.
And
So you don't drink anything before you
no,
go.
no. What I do, I would drink 24 ounces of water when I get up at 2 o'clock. I will have that at the side of my bed in a glass jar. And I sip that while I'm having worship. I'll be sipping that. So even while I'm having worship, I'll be going to the bathroom to, because it's 24 ounces I drink before, right? So when I come back from the park now, that's when I have the lemon water. I will do 16 ounces of lemon water, warm, right? And after that, within half an hour, I'll eat fruits, right? And after I eat that fruit, it would be like I'll come back from the park like maybe 7:30. So by 9 o'clock, then I'll make a smoothie, right? After having the fruit and so on, which is like it may be like 45 minutes after I drink the lemon water and eat the fruit. And within that smoothie, I use different things. I use a lot of seeds. I use flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds. I use steel cut oats. I use almond milk. I use cayenne pepper, but liquid cayenne pepper, and whatever fruit I will use. Like 1 week I'll do green, so I will use kale with bananas, and I put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil
Right.
in it, right? And I would blend it up, and I would drink that, and that will keep me until 11:30, 12. Then I'll have lunch, right? And for my lunch, I would use basically, like yesterday, I did breadfruit provisions. I use a lot of provisions. I use rice too, but rare. Say in the 7 days I might eat rice once for the week. But basically I eat a lot of provisions, you know, the yam, and I use a lot of okras and stuff,
Sweet
right?
potato.
Yams, okra, cassava, sweet potato, you know. And so it's a heavy meal, so you know, it will keep me, you know.
Yeah.
And
Done something there.
the last heavy thing I would have for the day is at 6 o'clock. Right? I try not to eat anything heavy after 6, you know. So basically that's what it is.
Nothing heavy after 6. So what you call, you say, natural, alive foods.
Yes.
Foods that not heavily processed.
Yeah. I don't use no refined foods. I don't use nothing in tins. I could carry in my kitchen and open my cupboard. You wouldn't see a tin in there. You know, no tin foods.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for over plenty years, Dedre.
Yeah. How much is plenty?
More than 25 years.
Right.
And like bara and doubles and
Flour.
yeah, I do. I tried very hard not to eat a thing. If I feel to eat a coconut bake, I will make it.
Yes.
I cook all my food. I don't eat out.
Right.
So I will, and the way how I will make that coconut bake, there's no butter, no lard, nothing. I use oil. The only oils that I use,
Coconut oil,
olive oil, grapeseed oil, and avocado oil. These are the oils I use. And sparingly, right? But when I'm making the coconut bake, I use olive oil in it, right? And same seeds. I'll put the flax seeds, the chia seeds, the coconut, and that's it.
Yeah, so in the end, the flour just binding it together, yes.
But very rare because I don't really like the baking. So if I feel to eat a coconut bake, that's when I will do it, which is sparingly.
Yeah. So what your husband does eat?
Well,
Wherever you eating?
yeah, but no, he will eat his bread but he have his bread there, but he would eat like right now he's eating M&M cassava bread. With cassava flour.
Right.
Or sometimes he buys sweet potato bread.
All right, things, all stuff
but basically he eats everything I eat because like the smoothie, when I make it, I'll give him
yes.
And, you know.
So making sure that you all are both healthy.
Yeah. Lynette
even reminded me that I was at her wedding. There's so much eons ago. How long?
44 years.
44 years ago. Oh my gosh. Could imagine.
79 and 44.
Yeah. It's a long time, you know, and it's good that we could continue. We have reunited, so to speak. I am Tobago. She is here in Trinidad. But we speak and she shares, she has a morning devotional that she writes and she would share with me. So we keep in touch like that. When I have time, I would comment ever so often, once in a while. But I wanted to talk basically about health and the approach to it. Now, if she is doing it 25 years, it means that is a way of life. What kind of advice and what would you say to people who are looking to change their ways? Because remember, it's not going to be easy.
No, it takes a lot of discipline.
Yes.
And I tell people all the time, people tell me, like my sister and my brother, they say, you're so disciplined. Oh, you're so disciplined. I said, no. You have to understand, you have to unlearn. You have to, a lot of bad eating habits we have to unlearn.
It's addiction,
Yeah, and different people will take different, amount of time. So you just have to be patient with yourself. For instance,
patient, accountable too.
Yeah. I would detox. I wouldn't eat meat or fish for 6 months of the year. All right? But for the last year, I have now stopped eating fish and meat. Right? Since last year, July. So I'm doing more than six weeks, right?
6 months, yes.
Sorry, 6 months, right? So yesterday my brother was saying to me, he said, I don't know how you could just stop doing these things just so, Lynette. Because he was telling me how he gets some nice red fish and thing
If you want.
Yeah. So I said, yeah, I'll cook it for Carrie.
Yeah.
So he said, and you will cook that and wouldn't eat that. Okay, how you can do them things? I said, it's your mind. Everything is about your mind and how your mindset is. I said, it's no big deal for me, but everybody have a different pathway to reach their decision
But
making.
yes, that is true. But also, those of you guys who are stronger is encouragement for us.
Yes.
I have a girlfriend in England, Keisha. Keisha is from Tobago. She lives in England now and comes from a family of cooks. Her mother ran a catering business, is an excellent cook, and she does her own bit of catering. So she exposed the food, and after having 2 children, she started to put on weight. She said, enough is enough. I am too heavy. And she changed her diet.
Yes.
She is such an inspiration to me. She eats mostly raw. And all the excess weight just fell off over the time. She has more energy. You understand? She's more motivated and stuff to do things. So I suppose, like anything else, the more you do, the more it encourages you
because
to
you're
do
seeing
more.
the results.
You're seeing the results.
Yeah.
But what I have noticed in my attempts to be a little more mindful about what I eat, I must say that I am making some progress. But we cannot be stressed and rushing here and there and have deadlines with projects and all that.
Important
Because from the time, in addition to it taking you off course, to get on the proper track in the first place, you have to stop and rest. I have found that if your body is not sufficiently rested, there is very little change you could implement.
That's so true. Because I'm an early sleeper and an early waker.
Yes.
Because by 7:30, I'm like a fowl. I'm
You're done
already
in
in
the
my
bed.
bed.
Yes.
But there are times, I could stay up later, but my body is so tuned in to waking up at 2. Deirdre, I could go to bed 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock I will jump back up.
Yes, I know. I too am an early riser, but my bed hours fluctuate. I I live alone, so it's easy for me to go, and when I get up whatever hour, just get on my clothes, whatever time of the day I want, put on my thing, write my thing, walk up and down, so there's no one to disturb. And that is another thing, when you have just yourself to cater for, it is so much easier
to make the lifestyle change.
To make lifestyle changes. Yes.
Because, like, if you're in a relationship with you are the mother, you have children and that, and you're starting to want to change the whole pattern of the eating, you're going to have problems because Mommy, what's that you're cooking? I don't like how that looking.
They need to know.
Right. So, and then it'll be more work for you because you're going to have to prepare for
4 or 5
yourself
dishes,
and then prepare for them because you can't, force them to be on the path of eating healthy like you. So that in itself could be a stressor, where you have to be cooking for yourself this, and then you're still coming back and cooking that. Sometimes you might say, but I'll take a little taste from this, yes, But if it's just for yourself alone, you're preparing this, you have an added advantage to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the mitigating circumstances of having to prepare for other people in the family who would want to eat how they are accustomed eating. So I think, as you so rightly said, you live alone, it should be much easier for you than it would be for somebody who belongs to a family,
Well, the decision would be easier, but remember, preparing meals for yourself is not really the most sometimes if you're cooking for a big family, you're cooking and you have people, but when for yourself, sometimes
you just feel that to do anything.
Not to be bothered, you know. I always say that I think people take better care of themselves within a relationship when other people are wrong and all that sort of thing. Because sometimes being alone, you could think, what are you going to do that for? And it's not like boiling some rice and stewing some meat or doing something, you know. It's the cutting up of vegetables, doing this. It's,
Prepping, you have to
yes,
prep.
it's tedious preparation
Yes,
to peel and to get these things. It's not as easy. And then fruits and vegetables tend to be more expensive
Yes, that's
than
another
going
factor.
and buy a
Yes.
bag of flour and a bag of
Yes,
rice.
that's another factor too.
So those are some of the things. But we have to do something about that. That
You know, we could start planting, because when we finish here, I'll carry to the back and I'll show you the little herb garden and stuff we have, you know. So that's an incentive for some of us when the fruits and the vegetables too expensive. Start to plant your own, you know.
girl, it is better we plant our own.
Yes,
Because we don't know what we eating otherwise.
That's
And
it.
even the people who eating regular, as what we will call regular, they don't know what they're eating. I've been seeing all sorts of things. They're feeding the animals all manner of thing, and
yes.
I hearing things about plastic rice and
Yes, yes. And the other day I saw a video with flour cashew. They take cashew nuts, but in India they're making it out of flour. So the man knead up the flour. He has a little what you call it thing to press to shape like a mold. And yes, and he has this mold shaped like cashew, and he pressing it all over the flour.
So fake cashew.
Yes, it's made out of flour, and then no dead
So are they selling it as
yes,
cashew?
yes, and then they show the whole system. He fries them up, and he's throwing some powder over it that give it the nice color, like how cashew nuts look.
Yes.
And then he bags them and puts them out nicely as
With his cashew
nuts.
label.
Yes, I saw it.
Oh
on,
my gosh,
YouTube.
these people need to be jailed.
Yes, and it's flour he did.
No, I can understand if you say flour or cashew nuts made from flour. You know, people might buy it as a novelty.
No.
You know, but if you're looking for the nutrition coming from the
because
cashew.
Dedra, it look really like cashew nuts that is not made with flour. You wouldn't think so. I don't know how it tastes, if you would have been able to distinguish, but I am saying whatever he threw, the powder thing, that must give it the cashew taste. That's what I was saying. I'll see if I find that video and send it for you to see.
We are in some very serious times. I know that we are in some serious times.
Very.
Because people doing anything for money. They're doing anything to get your money.
Yes.
Because if we go to talk about the pharmaceutical company
Lord.
now, you know, that is the next thing. So we're trying to be healthy. They putting things in place to make sure we always stay sick.
Yes.
And always be giving them money. And the only way for us to step away from that is natural healing, God-given fruits, vegetables, the herbs, and it is really, really crucial the times going. Anyway, we cannot do anything about what other people do, but we have choice in what we do.
That's right. That's right.
And that is where we need to put down our thing. It's one thing to be talking about they're doing this, they're doing that, it ain't good for but nobody. I know I don't have to fix it. You fix yourself, but don't include me.
That's
because I rocking so. I doing I checking on my fruits, my vegetables. I think probably too, I don't know if it's as I'm getting older, you're more mindful. Probably as little things start to creep up, you say, listen, if I don't make adjustments, I am going to be a liability to my children. So you have to make little adjustments. So we're talking fruits, vegetables. I think from what I have been seeing as raw as possible for a good part of it. Me personally, My aim is to do about 70% raw. I don't plan to be rigid all the time. I want the majority of my time to eat a certain way. But if I go out, like, okay, I am here in Trinidad for reunion. Well, thank God it came just after Easter, because for Lent I say, okay, there's no flour. So, they had the puff and stuff box and thing. You go in and who going to refuse puff and stuff? I read San Fernando so long. Every time I read San Fernando, you try something by puff and stuff, because it's something in your head, it's something, is a treat. So I said, I'm gonna eat my thing. We have dinner tonight. Well, I told them no chicken for me, I'll eat fish. But whatever they put, as much as possible, I'll eat. But one of the things that forced me to be more mindful about what I eat, I have a stomach issue that I have acid reflux. So it have certain things that definitely, and for years I have been diagnosed with asthma, with this, they don't know if it's what, the next, they're saying all sorts of manner of thing. And it's from me after wheezing and going up on the hospital mass, they're keeping me on the ward, all sort of thing. And it's over time I start to realize that it is my stomach.
Okay.
I realize
it's misdiagnosed.
Well, yeah, but it's even when I was doing it, they were watching me cookie eye, wondering. Listen, people talk about the hospital, but in the asthma clinic, we have Dr. Wheeler, Dr. Gillian Wheeler. I must admit that because of the thorough way she approaches, yes, Tobago, the thorough way she approaches her job, she will ask me questions. I tell you, when I go into Dr. Wheeler, sometimes I feel like such an idiot, because things that she said, well, when last this and then last, I don't have a clue, you're not. So she forced me to be more mindful. Yes. And then I realized, because I didn't, you just want, they say, okay, peppermint tea is supposed to be good for you. Yes. If you want me to land up on the ward, give me peppermint.
Wow.
In 2 toes, I wheeze and everything coming up from in the stomach.
True?
Yeah, I cannot deal with peppermint. So the thing is, although I would feel it's okay to use the oils and stuff in hair products, anytime I get peppermint oils, like this time when I came to Trinidad, I brought some peppermint oil for my daughter. When I say, hey, I have this, I wouldn't use it. And I used to have mints growing all about my yard. You just go out, you pick your tea and thing, and you study, gosh, what it is going on. So when you start to, I think basically we all need to
self-analysis.
Yes, read, because we have no excuse now with the internet and what information. Right. We could pick it up to watch all kind of bacchanal and confusion. We could definitely do some research into our things, because although stomach acid reflux is something that is directly hooked to asthma, because it's when I started to read it, it wasn't like if it was I was the first one misdiagnosed with that, because it is a thing. But from the time people start to wheeze and things, they just say asthma. We don't ask why enough, we don't ask why enough. And it's for years I was going through all kind of thing, stop, tell me don't walk up no hills, don't do this, and I eaten all kind of sharpness, the white flour is the next one, all these things. And nobody like a roti like me. You know what I mean? Imagine I here in San Fernando, I coming in by you, is right by Caramata to pass, and everywhere I turn I smelling curry cooking. But, it's just, so I started to say that is what I want to be able to eat these things ever so often, as a treat.
Yes, as a treat, right?
Yes. So once I get it out of my body, once you get out most of the mucus and you retrain your body, you feel good, you get rid of the set of excess weight and bloating and all those sort of things, that I could go to a function and be offered something and not had to say, no,
Yeah.
take a little taste. At least that's my hope, and I hope I'd be able to do that and don't have to be too rigid.
But another point is moderation too.
Yes.
We have to be moderate in all things, even with our diets and stuff and all these things. Moderation, because if you become too rigid, again, it's like, well then, what will eat? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So even in that, because I would eat a good tamarind ball, but I don't use sugar, but I will eat a tamarind ball.
Yeah.
You know that way? But I'm not going to eat a tamarind ball every day. You know what I'm saying? So,
And when tamarind bowl, although it have sugar, the amount of acidity in it
right,
with,
you know, and the tamarind of itself is a good fruit, you know.
that is
So,
medicinal.
yeah. So, it's
Well,
about
that sugar
moderation.
thing with me, I will eat my fruits, they get in sugar, but as you say, tamarind bowl, I love mango and char. From since we go in Pleasantville Government
Yeah,
and I
I
walking
still
down by
do.
the Williams,
Yes.
I just make that.
Yeah, I
And
love
you
that.
cannot make it without sugar.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have my sugar because I'm going to eat anchor.
Yeah. But you know, it's like in all these sugary drinks and all these things,
Yeah.
those are the things that you want to say is a no-no. Because if you continuously putting these things in your body, it is going to affect your body, you know?
As you say that, of course it affects the body and we see in the effects it doing on our body, but we are not paying sufficient attention to brain health.
Yes. Yes.
Because and we talk about food and we think about food as just filling your belly. But we eat for a purpose. We eat
To
to put,
nourish.
yes,
Yeah, for
nutrient
nourishment. Yeah.
at the cellular level. So
Yeah.
sometimes we eat things and it is not what our cells need. So we keep getting the message we hungry.
Yes.
And we keep putting back more of the same rubbish.
Yes.
And then 50 pounds, 60 pounds down the road, we saying, what is this? I'm trying everything.
Yes.
But we are not nourishing our body properly. And that is what, outside of the habit, what I have noticed, once we start with the proper nourishment, we don't feel hungry.
And you
What we
also
get
don't
is
feel tired,
cravings.
and you
Yeah.
don't feel tired.
You're not as tired. That
Yes.
is true. But when you feel, you get cravings, you see something you
Yes.
want to eat, or you think,
Because sugar is an addiction, you know.
of course,
It's an addiction.
sugar is a poison.
Yes.
No, it is. Because, the amount of different things, and we have such unhealthy societies, and this is off of capitalists making money with their products, all
That's
these
right.
corncurls and all
Yes,
these different
yes.
things that we feed
And the
the children.
packaging and stuff is so pretty. The other day I
Yeah.
went to the supermarket and I seen some new snacks that I never saw. And it's so pretty, it's enticing for you to, the bright reds and the yellows. I said, Lord, look how these people can market this stuff that, when you come with your children, they, Mommy, I want this, Mommy, I want that, And they're expensive.
But of course they're expensive. They're expensive in the long run because the doctor bills are going to come up.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I reach a stage in my life where I could consider myself an elder and have some sort of responsibility to the community. And I think that we really need to do better by our young people.
Yes. Yeah, this yesterday, I was coming from the park and I saw these two young girls. I thought maybe they looked like if they were for the most 18, and one was smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
So I crossed the road over to them and I say, "Hi, morning, how you all doing?" They say, "We fine." So I say, "How old are you?" She said, "Guess." That's what she told me. I said, "You don't look nothing older than 18. She laughed. She said, "I'm 21. I said, "Okay." I said, "How long you smoking?" Since she was 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's telling me. So I said, that isn't good for your health at all? She said, "Yeah, but it's a stress. So, I need to smoke the little cigarette." I said, "But it's now 7 o'clock and you smoking already?"
Mm-hmm.
So she said, you don't know. But I'm saying this to say that at 15 years, she's smoking cigarette, right? So that's 15, and she says she's 21.
Mm.
Do the maths, right?
Only 6 years, yeah.
Right? But at 15 years, you put in nicotine in your body, right? And I asked her how much cigarettes she smokes a day. She said, well, sometimes she smoke 20. I said, from since you started 15, she said she used to smoke more when she was 15 because she said she so like it. Any money she gets, she used to go and buy the pack of 20s, right? And I was like, so what did mommy and they say? Just, well, they never say anything. I said they knew that you were smoking. She said, well, she lives in a single parent home. She said, most of the time my mommy don't be around, so she didn't know I was smoking until I get big. So you see? So it's about, so I started to talk to her and telling her the ills of cigarette smoking and whatever. And then, she listened there. She was with the other girl. And she listened and she said to me, she said, no, she called me mother. She said, mother, no big person never tell me what you tell me. She said, I'm so glad I see you this morning and you come and you talk to me like that.
But
I
okay,
said,
but
yes,
yeah, at least, well, that means that she needs one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
But the information, again, as we said, it is out there.
Yeah.
But the information of the ills of smoking is out there.
Yes.
The information of the ills of sugar is out there. The information of the ills of white flour is out there. There are so many things coming from us from different directions. Now, you hit on something there about her saying that you don't know the stress that she is undergoing. We really don't.
Yes.
And then we don't know how she was exposed to cigarette in the first place. We don't know the attachment she has of it because of the comfort it gave her in time of need. So a lot of things when we counseling people, yes, even people with the food, they hold on to it because it gives them something they need at the time.
Yes.
They need something at the time.
Yeah.
But I am very pleased with that story because it would have another young person who would tell you mind your business. She was very...
Yeah. And she was with her other girl, eh?
Right.
And they both listened.
Right. So she was very... They were polite children, right? But we out here need to reach out as you did, yes. But a lot of people, you reached out in a non-judgmental, motherly way, friendly way and all that. But we go about casting things, telling people what they should do and what they shouldn't do without
Is your method of approach.
Right. Your method of approach, one, and being able to understand where people coming from. You know what I mean?
And to connect.
What it is this person going through, because it have so much pain, out there. There's a lot of pain, and although we don't have it personally in our lives, we must never lose thing. She needed somebody to tell her that, whether she would have the strength to change today, tomorrow, but she will always remember.
Yeah. Because this morning when I was coming home, I looking hopefully saying, I wonder if I will see her today, but she doesn't really live in that area, so it's hardly likely that I would see her again, but
But you see, the thing about it is, we wouldn't know nothing about cigarette if it wasn't something marketed to us.
Right.
You see it on the papers, you see it
Everywhere.
you turn, and it's advertised with such glamour. It is the level of brainwashing that we have to go through. Because it's one thing for us to make a decision about what entering our body through our mouth. But when we pollute our bodies through our eyes, through our ears, what we see and hear, and it's not accidental. That is the part that gets to me. We are being attacked on all fronts,
Purposely,
deliberately, yes, for 15-year-olds and much younger to be smoking cigarettes and doing much worse. And the things about it, we don't understand that. Well, it appears that we don't understand the seriousness of marketing and indoctrination and brainwashing and how far it could get. And when our children are exposed to TV and all these things from a very young age.
Yeah, and the thing is, it bombards them, eh? It bombards
Yes.
them.
The thing about it is we always just have to do the best we could, yes?
It's all right.
And live by example, share what we know, and recognize that we have to really wonder who can we depend on to have our best interests at heart besides us. You know, because then it comes down to who can we trust, because is it just about money making? Is that what goes on? Just, it's really sad for the children. All we could do is live by example, but I just come back to me. I want to see a garden, and I just hope that I could continue to just make better choices.
Yes.
You know, the thing is, what I have gathered with my journey, Lynette, doing this over 25 years, I have been on and off wagons as it goes along. I've gone up to total number of pounds, you deal with it. But what I have realized is little by little, and just, we cannot let anybody derail us. Because, for instance, okay, you doing this for 25 years and tell him, I cannot feel judged. I cannot feel any of those things. I have to go at my pace and
That's
do what
right.
it is. But the thing about going at your pace, you have to know what your pace is. And just like me and my illness and thing, we could only do that by being mindful and paying attention. And I have to pay attention to me. I can't be watching what somebody else doing and know what's going on in my body.
That's right.
So I have to be mindful about what's going on with me. And even if you fall off the wagon, it is always to the top of my mind. This is how I want to eat. This is what I want to do. So we just keep on just doing what you want to do.
It's stick-to-itiveness.
Yes, the
right?
stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, over a period of time, because sometimes, okay, if I say I go in and do something, I want to do this for 3 months. And by the time it reached 3 weeks, I fall off. Something happened and I eat or do something I didn't plan to do. I can't beat up myself and give up. You have to say, okay, yeah, gosh, girl, yeah.
I fall, but I
Yes.
ain't lose the war, I would just lose a battle.
Yeah.
And I go on again.
And these are the things, according to how we use it, it could reinforce our minds, It could reinforce our minds.
And I always remember some of my mom mantras. Like, she would say, time longer and twine.
Yeah.
So, time longer and twine, it will take time.
Yes.
It will take time. It doesn't just come in a vaps,
Yeah.
Because remember, it's a lot of unlearning you have to do with how you were eating before, right? So it's a process and it will take time, but we don't know how to delay gratification and we want it now. No, it didn't take you 2 or 3 weeks to put on a whole set of weight. It took time. So it's the same, it will take some time for you to lose it. And when you realize that and you put things into perspective, you don't really beat up on yourself, because even if you cheat on your thing, you say, so I'm going to go, I'm going back, fighting them harder the next time.
Yes.
And all of that motivates you, and so it doesn't get you depressed because oh gosh, that thing is only 3 weeks, that thing I don't go. No, don't look at it like that. Let's say, it's 3 weeks and I fall short, but next time I hope it's at 6 weeks. That kind of thing.
Yeah, and
to
continue.
motivate yourself.
But what I find too is necessary is planning.
Yes.
Planning.
Yeah.
If you plan ahead, I'm going to do this, so I will need this, I will need the other. What I'm going to eat, you can't wait until you're hungry to have food, to find food, because then you're...
No, so that's why when you go grocery shopping or marketing, you're buying everything that you know you would need, so that you can't say, well, I know nothing, so I go and eat a little something here, Everything is there, so just take your time. Purchase all what you know you need and more. So if you feel to eat more of the thing that specific day, you just eat more. You know what I'm saying? Because you might say, well, you structured this, I must only eat 2 of this and 2 of that. No. I have a way sometimes. I stuff my gullet.
Yeah.
If it's something I like. My husband will say, oh, God, let you eat all the mango. Because I sit down and eat 10 mangoes in a
10
one
is
bedroom.
joking. The 10 mango is nothing, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 mango is nothing.
You can eat more than 10?
Of course, I'll eat mango whole day. I have a starch mango tree in my yard,
Oh, my word.
So,
well, I
and
wasn't
when
going to be eating no food. Yeah.
But mango very fattening, although
Yes,
it's
it is.
healthy.
Yeah.
So I
and it has a lot of acid in it too. Even though it's sweet, there's acid in it. Huh? But when you
But it has its good points. It has the points. Like anything really, too much of anything is good for nothing.
Yeah, moderation, it's moderation.
But me, I know about our moderation.
But
Come on, them mango
yes,
start to ripe, It have endless on the tree right now,
Yes.
and when they start to ripe,
I would eat, another thing that I eat a lot of, and like is shatai.
yeah.
And I have this friend from Kiparo. She brings me shatai, Deirdre. Saturday she gave me this bag with shatai. And I would count out how much shatai and I going to boil, right? It's Saturday, and I came home to it. I boiled 75 shatai. And by Sunday morning, I eat out all. The first time I boiled, I took 25. Then I took 25. That's what I'm telling you.
And you ain't sharing the shatai?
No, I live here. Carrying at home. He's gone to it. When he comes home, it had like 25. He spin around. I say, you want a shatai? And he say, no. I go on.
Yes.
I eat the next 25. So I ate them 25, 25, 25. It's 75 shatai.
I ain't seen shatai in a long time.
You see? And yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah, I ain't seen shatai in a long time.
But it's a matter of, knowing what you could eat and what new purpose in your heart. Look, I need to lose so much weight. If I want to lose this weight, I need to eat this, I need to eat that. Yes, there are times I may not eat what I'm supposed to eat, but that mustn't, upset my set purpose that I wanted to lose so many pounds. You know what I'm saying? And you will get there. It's just a matter of process, and timing. Timing is everything,
Yeah. Well, as you say, we will get there.
Yes.
We will get there. Once you put your mind to it and you keep going little by little, we don't have to beat up ourselves. We don't have to do anything of that. We will get
Turn off
there.
that radio.
We will get there.
Sorry about
She,
that.
yeah, she here with her grandchildren. You know how they are the love of her life. And they know, it's typical. Yeah, so, because, yeah. So, that's it. What other advice and what you would want to say about the eating?
You mustn't feel that is a burden, that
Yes.
because if you see it as a burden to change your lifestyle and eat healthy and stuff, you're starting off with minus. You must see it as something positive, and it is going to help me. It's going to save doctor's bills. You understand? And we know doctor's bills not cheap. Like I tell people, I haven't been to the doctor in over 40 something years. And when I was 60 years, my sister begging me that I need to go and get a general checkup and stuff. And she said, I'll give you it as a gift for your birthday. I said, no, I will go. And I did go because she was, as a
Insistent, yes.
And when I went, the doctor told me after she examined me, she said, you sure you're 60 years? I said, yes. I said, you want to see my ID? She laughed. And she said, your body, your age as a 60-year-old woman, tell me what you is doing. And I started to tell her. And I started it off by saying, I always have in the back of my head, my money is for my grandchildren, not for doctors.
Right.
She started to laugh. She said, Gil, you're not easy. I said, telling you the truth. That's how I see it. I said, you all mustn't get my money. My grandchildren must get my money. I said, so that's why I eat wisely, and I started to tell her everything, and she was like, wow, if everybody do that, girl, you doctors will be paupers. I said, that's my aim, to pauperize you all.
Yes, yes. Wisdom in wisdom. Eat wisely, think wisely, watch at wise things, make sure you're listening to things that you could say is wisdom, because we are feeding our bodies
That's
and our
right.
mind. We are feeding. All right.
So
Yeah.
it was so nice reconnecting with my childhood friend
Yeah.
of many years. And I thank you, Deirdre, for coming and visiting and for us having this little bonding. And
Yes, and
I
talking.
appreciate it so much.
And we're going to check out the garden, and I'm going to hang out with her a little longer, and then, run some errands from my brother, and then we have dinner tonight, and I'm enjoying being in Trinidad.
I'm so happy to hear that you gone with born again Tobago. You know?
I'm very proud. Tobago is a beautiful place,
Yes.
very beautiful. Okay, lots of love.
Bye.
Yes, bye-bye.